Who is the most successful social media marketing agency? What if I told you $12 trillion is kind of their payoff? So, social media marketing, I'm thinking of the Internet Research Agency, and this is in Russia. $12 trillion, that's the value of Ukrainian resources occupied by Russia right now. Russia's cognitive warfare tactics on social media were used to erode US support for Ukraine and NATO. Going back before 2022, Russia's waged an info war that's cheap, effective, and designed to fracture Western unity, right? Why does Russia care about United States public opinion? Well, the Kremlin knows that Western unity is critical to Ukraine's defense. If the United States and NATO lose public support, military aid slows down, sanctions weaken, and Russia gains the upper hand without having to fire a shot. And cognitive warfare is a really easy way to do that. You basically use social media and other forms of communication not to impact your own people, but to impact a democracy of an opposing country. And information warfare is way cheaper than conventional war. It is bargain basement. While the Ukraine war cost Russia tens of billions annually, and I don't know, maybe a million lives, disinformation campaigns cost a fraction of that. But the payoff, eroding Western support, United States support, and NATO support, European support, it's massive. This is asymmetric warfare at its finest. So, what narratives does Russia push to get there? Well, here are some big ones. Endless war. The conflict is unwinnable, so why waste money? I mean, you might have seen a video about that. Or corrupt Ukraine, have a bunch of memes talking about how aid is being stolen by elites. Or NATO caused this. You've probably heard that one. Expansion provoked Russia into defending itself, which is a load of BS. All of these narratives aren't random. They're carefully designed and crafted to exploit existing divisions in American politics. Existing divisions. You kind of take problems in America or in Europe, and then you overlay that message on top of it so that it goes viral. And you have rooms of people, and you've got servers, warehouses of servers of bots working on Twitter and other social media accounts to spread these messages. For conservatives, you might target why send billions abroad when our borders are open? Or if you want to target progressives, well, this is just another military industrial complex cash grab, right? You're dividing and conquering. Different messages hit a different audience, just like how any company is going to launch a social media campaign when it has a new product to launch. You identify your customer, target the message specifically for them. So, how is Russia spreading these ideas? Well, then you've got that Internet Research Agency. This is their infamous troll farm that they use. The IRA has evolved a lot since in maybe 2016, and it's a well oiled machine that creates content, targets audiences, and measures success like a digital marketing agency. How does it work online? Well, the Kremlin is going to give strategic directives. Then the IRA is going to create content, memes, or viral videos or posts. And then bots and sock puppet accounts are going to amplify it across platforms. You know, your bot can be pretty much anything. It could be a random profile without a whole lot of content on it that comments on posts or is on Twitter. Sock puppets could just be a real person or a fake account that's been taken over. So sock puppet is more of like a, person being told what to say. And you can do third-party sock puppets. Let's say you're in Russia, you can hire an agency and then have that agency hire an agency in the United States, which reaches out to influencers and maybe gives them scripts to read, maybe pays them $2,000. A bunch of YouTube creators got in trouble for this in America. Real users then unknowingly share it with one another. So when we see stuff, if it kind of resonates with us, we'll share it to our friends and our family. This is a pipeline of influence. Emotional manipulation here is key for video. Russian disinformation doesn't just inform, it's going to provoke feelings. They're going to use fear and outrage and confusion to make a narrative stick. Viral memes about wasted aid or fake stories of Ukrainian corruption. You can mix and match for different things. You're mixing truth with lies. Ukraine is corruption like other countries. But Russia amplifies this narrative out of context to make people think that all aid is being stolen and then undermine support for Ukraine. You can also talk about content formats. You've got viral memes because those are easy to share. Short videos are going to be friendly for TikTok. You got fake news articles that make it look credible. This is RT or Russia Today. And while it's probably not on in America anymore, you can still see it if you look at the Brazilian RT accounts. They're going to tailor content for each platform and audience. What works on Facebook isn't really going to work on TikTok. Now, for platforms, Russia's got a multi platform approach. It's got Twitter, it's got Facebook, TikTok, Telegram, YouTube, Reddit, all of that stuff, you name it. If one platform cracks down on them, you can just shift focus to another one. The message is always going to find a way through. Now, they don't just create new communities, they're going to infiltrate existing ones. Think about Reddit or join Facebook groups for veterans or do a Reddit thread on foreign policy, and you can subtly steer the conversation towards their narrative. And avoiding detection is an art form for Russian operatives. They're going to age accounts for months or years so that it looks legit. You can use a virtual private network to hide your location. You can change your username frequency. They've learned how to evade platform algorithms really well. Now, sock puppet accounts, that's like a fake person. That's bread and butter. These have detailed backstories. They post regularly about non-political topics like sports or pets, or I don't know, like health and wellness, and then engage in real conversations to seem authentic before they start pushing propaganda. Now, the real genius here is that Russia doesn't create divisions. It's going to amplify what's already there. They're going to exploit existing political fault lines, left versus right in America, to make Americans distrust each other and their government. And it works really well. It's going to work in friendly influencer media outlets, and you can spread that message even further. You've got fringe blogs out there who are going to repeat Kremlin talking points, and they'll just say, "Hey, I'm just asking questions." Some of our favorite podcasters a little bit like this. What makes it so dangerous is how adaptable they are. As platforms change and algorithms try to crack down on stuff, these operators can change their tactics. They can always stay one step ahead of detection. So Russia's info war isn't just memes. This is a calculated effort to fracture Western unity over Ukraine or NATO by exploiting divisions in US society. This happens in other countries and in Europe as well. And we just don't know about it. We don't, nobody knows.